All right, well, part 6. I gotta do a quick run, but so we met, we started talking and all that stuff, and again, she was a baddie, and we kicked it off. Like, she was definitely a person that was different, and shortly after we kicked it off, and she moved in, and one thing led to another. She got pregnant, right, with our daughter, which I was ecstatic, right, once that happened. And I think something just in my mind, like a switch flicked as well, that like I was so tunnel vision, like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be a father, and I have to do this, I have to do that, and I was just all in at that time. And once we both was excited to have our daughter, our kids, we both was excited, so at that time, we had the baby, everybody was ecstatic, and then my son came soon. Well, as you can see, the phone dropped, but yeah, so then we had our son. We had back-to-back children, and just about over a year apart, so it was great. Things was going great, and to me, I just felt like we were already living together. Now we have 2 children together, and I was all focused and working, and all I did was just trying to make sure, like, I'm taking care of my family. That's all I know. As I said before, I wanted to mimic what I saw my father doing, like basically working, making sure his family is taken care of. So now we have 2 kids, just purchased a new house. We started having issues then too, like a Caribbean family. I guess that's another thing that we started bickering about. A Caribbean family love to stay together, and we bought a big enough house. Then my brother was living with us, and then we was having beef because I had so many family living with us, and at that time, like, I didn't take her serious. That was one of my flaws too. It's like, what's the big issue? Like, it's my family. And then her sister lived with us, so I just felt like she wanted us to be a family instead of like having a big old family, all, the saying, it takes a village. And that's what I was thinking about, like, let everybody else, help us raise our kids. And I understand now, but I didn't understand then. Like, we really didn't have, like, we had people living with us, but they weren't like helping the way we wanted or the way she wanted, so I understand, now, and that's something that I regret. I should have like listened to her then, but we live and we learn. Again, this is not all about something that I did or she did that caused us to get divorced. Shit happens. Like, I am to blame, and I will show all my blame, all my faults throughout this as well. I'm not gonna throw her under the bus at all. I'm not. That's not me. But I'll tell you my flaws, and I'll tell you my truth. You know what I'm saying?